video, we're going to talk about the metric search exact match is that Google has. I'm going to tell you what it is and specifically how you can use it to make more money, the important part. There's a lot of confusion about what this metric is. It's probably the most confusing metric that Google has. In short, it actually tells you of the searches that match your keyword, how many times you show up, which is similar to impression share, but isn't quite exactly the same. I'm going to tell you the difference between those two, and again, like I mentioned, how you're going to be able to make more money with this. So with that said, getting into the content here, if you wanted to know where you find this, this is a metric that you can see in your charts menu inside Google Ads or under the table menu. In the charts, you would just click the drop down of what you want to show, in terms of the data in the chart, and then in the campaigns menu or in the table down below where the chart is, you can, whether you're talking about campaigns menu, keyword menu, you can adjust columns, and under competitive metrics, you can select this search exact match is metric, and that'll actually tell you, as I mentioned just a second ago, how often you show up for searches that match your keyword exactly. Okay? Now, this is pretty confusing to wrap your head around because everybody knows what search impression share is for the most part. If you don't, that's, of the out of 100 times that people make a search on Google that match the keywords you're bidding on, how often are you showing up? So if 100 searches are made on Google for the keyword dog toy, for example, and you're bidding on dog toy, but your ad only shows up 65 times out of 100, 65 times out of those 100 times that dog toy was searched, your impression share is 65%, okay? Everybody kind of understands what that is. Now, how that compares to search exact match is now, okay? I did this demonstration here for you to understand how and what it is. So with your same keyword dog toys, okay? Now, if 100 people search for dog toys on Google, as I mentioned before, and your 50 people, your ad shows up 50 times, your search impression share is going to be 50%, okay? That's the reality. However, the keywords you bid on, as you know already, that you may show up for other stuff other than what the keyword is, unless you're bidding on the keyword in an exact match with the brackets around it. And even then, you'll start showing up for other stuff other than what that keyword actually is. So, if you're bidding on dog toys as a keyword, right? But you're not having that keyword dog toys an exact match with brackets around it. You have either quotes around it, or there's nothing around it, which would be what they call broad match. Okay? If you're bidding on the keyword dog toys and broad match, you're going to show up for all kinds of stuff, like dog bones, dog food, whatever, right? Going back to the scenario I mentioned before, if 100 people search for dog toys on Google and you show up 50 times, and then of 100 people that search for dog bones, you show up 50 times, and with your ad showing up for dog bones because you're bidding on the keyword dog toys still, your search match is going to be 50%. Why? Because of the 100 times that people search for dog toys, you showed up 50 times. The fact that your ad also showed up for dog bones is irrelevant to, and then thereof, of how many times your ad showed up for words that are not your keyword. Search exact match is only looks at the searches that are directly and exactly matching what the phrase is that you're bidding on, the keyword itself. So when you bid on dog toys, you might show up for all this stuff. Search search exact matches only looks at the people that typed in dog toys, regardless of whatever else it showed up for, and then what percentage of the time that you showed up out of 100 for people on Google. If, you know, let's say if you're bidding on dog toys and out of all the stuff it shows up for, only 10% of the time your ad showed up for the keyword dog toys, it was actually people typing in dog toys exactly, well, it would only look at that 10% of the time that people typed in dog toys exactly. And then of that, what percentage of the time your ad ultimately showed up for out of all the people that searched for dog toys exactly on Google. I know it's a little bit hard to understand, but if you're bidding on if your keywords are an exact match, like when you have brackets around it, your search exact match score is always going to be 100%. Why? Because you're only showing up, well, for the most part, practically speaking, you're only showing up for dog toys if you bid on dog toys. Therefore, well, sorry to stand corrected here. If you're bidding on dog toys and there's the brackets around it, okay, and out of 100 times that people search for dog toys, you show up 50 times, your search match score is going to be 50%. But also your search impression share is going to be 50%. What I meant to say here was, and sorry if I got this twisted a little bit, with exact match, keyword match type, your search impression share is going to always match the search exact match score. Why? Because you only show up for searches that exactly match your keyword. So it doesn't help you do anything. Where search exact match comes in and it helps you, why it's even there in the first place, is it'll let you see how many times out of 100 searches you show up for searches that exactly match what the keyword is. Not all the other crap that you show up for having that keyword, but only for searches that exactly match that keyword by itself exactly. If that makes sense. So it doesn't matter that you show up for dog bones and all this other crap when you're bidding on dog toys and broad match. If you want to know, how many times out of 100 your ad showed up when they typed in dog toys, even though you're showing up for all this other stuff, having bid on the keyword dog toys, it tells you how many times out of 100 you show up for dog toys when you bid on dog toys, but only dog toys, even though you show up for all this other stuff other than dog toys when you bid on dog toys in broad match or phrase match. Whereas if you bid on dog toys in exact match with the brackets around it, you would only show up for dog toys. So it's not really helping you do anything because you only show up for dog toys, and in that case, you could just have looked at the search impression share, because search impression share shows you how many times out of 100 searches that you show up, and effectively there's nothing to weed out, if you will. The search exact match weeds out effectively all other searches that you show up for other than what the keyword actually is, to see how many times out of 100 you show up for what that's in the keyword itself, or for the term, the keyword itself, if you will. So it's hard to explain itself, but I think you get the general gist here. Now, how you use this to make money, now that you understand what it is, and should I say one thing before I go into that, I guess, as well. What some people think search exact match is how many times out of all the crap that you show up for, going back to the dog toy keyword example here again, if you show up for dog bones, and your ad shows up for dog bones and all this other stuff, even though you're bidding on dog toys, people think that the percentage of the time that you show up for the percentage of searches that your ad showed up for is what the keyword is exactly, is what search exact match is. That's not what it is at all. It's how many times out of 100 you showed up for the word that's in the keyword exactly, not of all the stuff you showed up for, what percentage of those searches was the keyword exactly. If you get that, just to clear that up as well. Now, how to use this to make more money? If you have a low search exact matches score, meaning you're showing up for a lot of stuff other than what the keyword is exactly, like I was explaining before what this is, and you have a low ROI on your campaign. At that point, it should trigger you to do two different things here. One or two different things, or both. Either A, to get your ROI up and make your campaign profitable. Maybe you're happy with the ROI and you do nothing, but if you want higher ROI, you could either take the match types and change the keyword that you're bidding on, or the campaign, if you're looking at this at the campaign level, and change the match types to be a more conservative match type. So if you had your keyword with no brackets around it or no quotes around it, meaning you're running broad match keywords, then you can go from broad match to adding the quotes around the keyword, or you can put it in brackets around the keyword, and that's going to make sure you show up, out of everything that you're having your ad show up for, it's going to show up a higher percentage of the time for searches that you're paying for, searches that exactly match the keyword, which means a less percentage of the time, hypothetically, it shows up for stuff that isn't profitable because it's too far away from the keyword, and therefore gets somebody who's not relevant by chance. Because ultimately, out of all the stuff, it's much better to just bid on keywords that you know will work versus having a keyword there in broad match and telling Google, have it show up for stuff like my keyword, because it's going to get it wrong a bunch of times. It's going to start showing up for stuff like, how much are dog toys? What are dog toys? Which isn't going to be profitable traffic for you. So obviously, if you're not really showing up out of everything you're paying for, 10% of the time, essentially, you're only showing up for the keyword exactly there, even though that's not exactly what this does per se. But of the times that you are eligible to show up for the keyword exactly, you're not showing up at a very high rate, and ultimately and then on top of that, your ROI is low. Then if you just change the match type to be more conservative there, you're kind of forcing Google to spend more money and therefore search exact matches tells you what percentage of the time you show up for the keyword exactly, that, for people searching what the keyword is. But if you were to change from, let's say, broad match to phrase match, of the daily budget you give your campaign, as a consequence of making that change from broad match to exact match on that keyword, broad match to even phrase match on that keyword, we'd basically be devoting more of the budget to just going after people typing in that term itself exactly, and probably as a result of that, we'll make sure you show up a higher percentage of the time for that exact keyword, if that makes sense. So, that assumes, of course, that you have a campaign that is limited by budget and you're not spending as much as you could. If you are spending as much as you could and you went from broad match to phrase match, it's not necessarily going to increase the search exact match is score, i.e. the number of times you show up for searches that are directly matching what the keyword is, because you're probably showing up a low amount for the keyword exactly for a reason, i.e. you have low click-through rates, you have low conversion rates, and there's a reason for that. And then the way to get that up would be to improve your click-through rate, improve your conversion rate, increase your conversion rate by improving the landing page or improve the website design, make custom landing page for the keyword, that kind of thing. But anyway, you see what I'm saying here. If you switch from the broad to phrase match, that should, or at least could, improve the search exact matches score, because more of the budget just gets devoted to the word that matches the keyword exactly. And, or another thing you could do, if you have low ROI and low search exact match is score, would be to add more negative keywords to your campaign so that your campaign's not eligible to show up for such a wide breadth of different searches, which should be able to take the budget you have and put it more towards searches that match the keyword exactly, even though it wouldn't necessarily have to, because again, your exact matches score might be low because you have low click-through rates, low conversion rates, but at least it would probably help get your score up, because it's, you know, it's basically forcing the system to put more of your take the budget you have and put it towards having your ad show up a higher percentage of the time for that, you know, the word that's in the keyword exactly, because it wants to spend your full budget. If it doesn't want to it wants to spend your money if it can. Of course, if it's already like I said, you're already struggling to spend the budget you have, well, that would be less likely, obviously, or not likely at all, that adding negative keywords will get your search exact matches score up, because in that case it's because, you know, it's not going to fix the low click-through rate, low conversion rate. That is likely the reason why you have a low search exact matches score. So, with that said, the short and simple of all this, to get your search exact matches score higher, would be to raise your budget so the campaign is not limited by budget, and make sure you have plenty of budget. Switch any phrase or broad match keywords to exact match so that whatever budget you have goes into as much as possible, hopefully getting Google to show you as much as possible for the exact term that's in the keyword, and add a lot of negative keywords on top of it, because even if you're an exact match, you don't want, even if it's close variants, to have your ad show for close variants. You just want it to show up and have the budget that you do have focused right directly on the term that's in the keyword itself. And then on top of that, get to ad testing so you can get your click-through rate up, make a custom ad for the keyword itself so that the headline matches the keyword, because that always helps click-through rates. That's just a quick, easy one. Having a dedicated landing page just for that keyword with the keyword in the headline as well, and having a good design, that kind of thing. Then, because the click-through rates and the conversion rate on the traffic you're driving from Google to your site is higher than it was before, now your search exact matches really will go up, because it wants Google's algorithm, their ad serving algorithm, wants to show the ads that have the highest click-through rate, highest conversion rates, because that gives users on Google the best experience, which also makes Google's users want to come back and click on ads in the future, which builds in long-term viability of Google's ad product. So the real answer is more click-through rates, more conversion rates on your ad by optimizing your ad and your landing page to get your search exact match is score up. But in addition to that, if you are limited, your campaign is limited by budget, it doesn't have enough budget to run all the time, then also switching from, of course, broad to phrase or phrase to exact match on your keyword or on your keywords, and adding more negative keywords will make sure more of your budget is going towards the exact phrase that's in your keyword as well. So anyway, really kind of complicated concept to explain. Google, makes things complicated to make things easy for novice advertisers, but makes things harder for people that want to get good results and need to talk about these things. So anyway, with that said, I'll pretty much wrap it up with that. Hopefully that does make sense. If you do have any questions about anything I covered, leave me a comment below. I will try to explain it the best I can to you. But and if you have any ad related questions not related to the search exact matches, just let me know. I'm happy to try to answer any ad related questions you might have. Beyond that, if you like the video, I'd appreciate it if you can give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel, as I have a ton of other content on this channel that'll make you lots of money with your ads if you were just to stay up to date on the methods that I share with you on this channel that work and that we use at our firm to guarantee clients results, literally speaking. And so all the information that I give you is all the results that I use to get guaranteed results for our clients, as that's how we get paid at our firm. So it doesn't get better than the information that I'm sharing on this channel in terms of seriously wanting to make money with ads. If you like my channel, you'll also like my blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog, where you'll also find advice from myself in written format, and also you can follow me at entrepreneur.com as I have a column over there. Beyond that, if you're looking for an ad manager, an excellent one at that, you should reach out to me at my firm at guaranteedppc.com, and I'll give you a free analysis and look over everything you're doing and let you know how much more sales you can get from your current setup, of which we do not charge a fee until we get you increase in sales up front, or an increase in sales up front. So, and literally speaking, what you're paying us is just coming out of the profit you're making from your ads. This is something in an offer that we offer to all new clients. The only catch is you got to have something that we know we can get great results with, but I'd be more than happy to give you the analysis and let you know if we can get you those results and how much, before even having to raise your budget at all. We can get you more, sales and profit out of your campaign. So with that, reach out to me if you're interested in that free analysis. If you you want to get results without working with an ad manager like myself, we also are selling campaign templates that work for a number of different markets. We've worked in over 100 markets at this particular stage and point in time, of which, if we've worked in your market before, instead of figuring out all the stuff we had to figure out for your market, you could simply take the templates that we know work for your market and copy and paste those results into your ad account and get the same results we are, with none of the work and with almost none of the money that it costs to get those results. We sell templates for Google, Facebook, e-com services, all that, and we can tell you what results you would get with our templates up front before you ever paid for them. Of which these templates work so good, we're selling them to people that are using them to generate leads and selling the leads and so forth. So, and to start side e-commerce businesses, of which you can't not win, because you're starting with the templates that already have proven results in that market. As long as you don't directly compete with one of our current clients or past clients, and you're in a different geographic area than the area that you want to start a business up in, your game, and you can use the results that are working in one part of the globe in your part of the globe. If you're interested in that, let me know. I'll let you know what campaigns and markets we have results in, and what those results are, what the prices are on the templates, and what you can get with them. But I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on my next video, where we have another great strategy to reveal and share with you then. See you later.